Gentlemen, let me ask you a personal question. Have you ever noticed that after 60, your body doesn't respond the way it used to? Maybe your stamina is fading, erections aren't as strong, or the energy you once had during intimacy just isn't the same. You might think it's just aging, and to some extent, it is. But here's the truth: your diet, your blood flow, and your daily habits play a bigger role than you imagine. As a urologist, I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who still perform and feel like they're 20 again. And the secret? It often starts with what you eat before sexual activity. Yes, even before masturbation. In today's video, I'll reveal the foods that, when eaten beforehand, can give you stronger erections, better orgasms, and a renewed sense of vitality. These aren't magic pills, they're scientifically proven foods that restore blood flow, balance hormones, and energize your body. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a list of simple, powerful foods that can change your performance and your confidence almost overnight. Why diet matters. Here's the thing: most men over 60 blame low testosterone or prostate issues for their decline in sexual performance. But what they don't realize is that erection strength and orgasm intensity are directly tied to blood flow and nitric oxide production. Testosterone does matter, but if your arteries are clogged, if your circulation is weak, or if your diet is starving your body of key nutrients, no pill in the world will give you the results you want. That's why men who eat heavy, greasy, or sugar-packed meals before sexual activity often feel sluggish, lose arousal, or struggle to finish. On the other hand, men who eat foods rich in nitrates, antioxidants, and healthy fats report stronger, longer-lasting performance. Think of your sexual system as a garden hose. If the hose is clean, water flows freely. But if it's clogged with dirt and debris, the pressure weakens. In your body, that dirt is plaque, inflammation, and oxidative stress. And the solution isn't just medication, it's giving your body the fuel it needs to open those arteries, restore circulation, and bring back the energy of your younger years. The nitric oxide connection. One of the most overlooked secrets for sexual vitality is nitric oxide. This molecule is what tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, allowing more blood to flow to your heart, brain, and, yes, your penis. Without enough nitric oxide, erections are weak, stamina is short, and orgasm intensity fades. Studies show that after age 40, nitric oxide production begins to decline, and by 60, most men produce less than half of what they did in their 20s. But here's the good news: certain foods can naturally boost nitric oxide levels within hours. And when you eat them before sexual activity, you can literally feel the difference. I've had patients come back and tell me, "Doctor, I thought it was just age, but after following your food advice, I feel like I'm 25 again." This isn't magic. It's simple biochemistry. By adding the right foods before intimacy, you're fueling your body with what it needs to deliver performance on demand. And in just a moment, I'll share the top foods I recommend to my patients, foods that are delicious, easy to find, and proven by science to restore sexual vitality. Food number 1, beets. Let's start with one of the most powerful natural performance enhancers, beets. Beets are loaded with natural nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in your body. This instantly improves blood flow, lowers blood pressure, and helps your arteries relax. Many athletes use beet juice before competitions to increase endurance, and the same principle applies to sexual performance. In fact, one of my patients, Richard, age 67, started drinking half a glass of beet juice about an hour before intimacy. Within a week, he told me, "Doc, my erections are back. I feel the pressure, the fullness, something I hadn't felt in years." He even laughed and said his wife thought he was hiding a secret pill. But it wasn't medication at all. It was simply the power of nature. The beauty of beets is that you can eat them raw in salads, roasted with olive oil, or juiced fresh. Just half a cup can make a noticeable difference in circulation. If you're skeptical, try it once. Eat beets before masturbation or intimacy, and pay attention to the surge of blood flow and energy. For many men, it's a game changer. Food number 2, dark chocolate. Next on the list is one you'll actually look forward to, dark chocolate. But not the sugary, milk-filled candy bars. I'm talking about pure dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao. Because cacao is packed with flavonoids, which act as antioxidants and help dilate blood vessels. Research shows that men who consume flavonoid-rich chocolate have better blood flow, lower risk of erectile dysfunction, and even higher levels of feel-good brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. One of my patients, Harold, who had been widowed for years, told me he struggled to find pleasure in self-intimacy. I suggested he add a small piece of dark chocolate before his nightly routine. Within days, he noticed not only stronger erections but also a deeper emotional connection to his experience. The magnesium in chocolate relaxes the muscles, while the antioxidants protect your arteries from damage. A small square before intimacy can prime your body, boost your mood, and add a sense of indulgence. It's nature's way of saying, pleasure doesn't end at 60, it simply evolves, and you can reclaim it. Food number 3, watermelon. Another surprisingly powerful food is watermelon. Most men don't realize that watermelon contains a natural compound called citrulline, which converts into arginine in the body, a building block of nitric oxide. In other words, watermelon acts almost like a natural Viagra. Studies have shown that men who consume watermelon regularly experience improved erectile quality and reduced stiffness in their arteries. And here's the best part. Watermelon is hydrating, refreshing, and easy to eat before intimacy. I had a 72-year-old patient named Paul who had been avoiding intimacy with his partner because of embarrassment. I suggested he try eating a few slices of fresh watermelon in the evening, about an hour before. Within 2 weeks, he reported, "Doctor, I feel more confident, like my body is responding again." His partner noticed too. This isn't coincidence. The hydration keeps your blood volume high, while citrulline improves circulation to the pelvic region. A few slices or a small glass of watermelon juice can prime your system beautifully. Next time you're planning self-pleasure or intimacy, swap out the heavy snack for watermelon. Your body will thank you. Food number 4, spinach and leafy greens. Now let's talk about a food group that most men overlook, spinach and other leafy greens. These vegetables are absolutely packed with nitrates and magnesium, 2 nutrients that are essential for blood flow and muscle relaxation. Magnesium in particular is vital for testosterone balance and for calming the nervous system, which means less anxiety. The result? He felt lighter, more energetic, and his erections became more reliable. His wife even joked that Popeye was onto something all along. Leafy greens don't just improve circulation, they also help detoxify the body, reduce inflammation, and protect your prostate health, which is critical for men over 60. A simple handful of spinach or kale blended into a smoothie can make a huge difference in how you feel during self-intimacy. Remember, performance isn't just about the moment, it's about how healthy and energized your body feels as a whole. Food number 5, walnuts. If you're looking for a snack that supports performance, look no further than walnuts. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, L-arginine, and antioxidants that directly support blood vessel health and nitric oxide production. They're also high in zinc, which plays a critical role in testosterone production. I often recommend walnuts to my patients because they're easy to carry, filling, and nutrient-dense. One patient, Samuel, 70, was struggling with energy during intimacy. I suggested a handful of walnuts before his evening routine. After a few weeks, he came back and said, "Doc, it's like someone flipped the switch back on. I feel the stamina I thought I had lost forever." Walnuts not only improve circulation but also support brain health, keeping memory sharp and mood stable. For older men, that's a double benefit: better intimacy and clearer thinking. The key is moderation. About a small handful before self-pleasure or intimacy is enough. Combine walnuts with dark chocolate, and you have a delicious, artery-boosting, testosterone-friendly snack that keeps you feeling strong and confident. The emotional side of performance. Now, let's step away from food for a moment and talk about something just as important: the emotional experience of intimacy. Many men over 60 believe that performance is only about physical ability. But in truth, your emotional state, confidence, and stress levels play just as big a role. I've had men tell me they felt broken or less of a man because their erections weren't as strong as before. The truth is, your worth isn't defined by performance alone, but when you take control of your health, the confidence that returns can transform your relationships. One of my patients, Bill, confessed that he hadn't engaged in self-pleasure for over a year because of frustration. After incorporating beets and walnuts into his diet, his performance improved. But more importantly, his mindset shifted. He told me, "Doc, I don't just feel younger physically, I feel alive again." That emotional revival is just as critical as the physical improvements. Eating the right foods before intimacy isn't just about erections. It's about restoring confidence, joy, and self-respect in your golden years. Patient success story number 1. Let me share a full story that captures what's possible. John, a 65-year-old retired teacher, came to my clinic feeling defeated. He had tried different medications for erectile dysfunction, but the side effects were frustrating and the results were inconsistent. He admitted he no longer enjoyed masturbation or intimacy because he felt hollow. I introduced him to a simple routine: a pre-intimacy snack of beet juice, a handful of walnuts, and a square of dark chocolate. Within 2 weeks, he called me and said, "Doctor, I don't know what's happening, but I haven't felt this alive in decades. My erections are stronger, my orgasms are more intense, and I'm actually looking forward to intimacy again." His wife noticed the change too, not just physically, but emotionally. He became more affectionate, more present, and more confident in their relationship. This story isn't rare. I see it often in men who commit to these changes. The combination of nutrient-rich foods primes the body, enhances blood flow, and revives energy. And for men like John, the results are nothing short of life-changing. Patient success story number 2. Another powerful example comes from a gentleman named Carlos, age 71. He had struggled with diabetes and high blood pressure for years, and as a result, his sexual function declined. He told me he felt embarrassed even when alone, because his erections were weak and orgasms lacked intensity. Instead of prescribing more medication, I guided him toward dietary changes: spinach salads, regular watermelon juice, and a handful of walnuts before intimacy. Within a month, he experienced a remarkable turnaround. He said, "Doctor, I thought my days of feeling like a man were behind me, but now I'm waking up with morning erections again." His confidence improved so much that his partner noticed his increased affection and energy. This story highlights something crucial: food doesn't just fuel your body, it rebuilds the very foundation of your vitality. When you target circulation, nitric oxide, and hormone balance through nutrition, you're essentially turning back the biological clock. For men over 60, it's not just about sexual performance. It's about reclaiming identity, energy, and joy that many believe are lost forever. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this message: how to eat these foods together. Now, you might be wondering, "Doctor, do I need to eat all these foods every day?" The answer is no, but combining them strategically can maximize results. Here's a simple pre-intimacy routine. About 1 hour before self-pleasure or intimacy, drink half a glass of beet juice or eat roasted beets. Pair that with a handful of walnuts and 1 square of dark chocolate. If you prefer something lighter, add a few slices of watermelon or a small spinach salad with olive oil. This combination boosts nitric oxide, energizes your body, balances hormones, and relaxes your blood vessels. It's like giving your body a green light before the main event. One of my patients described it as flipping the switch from off to on. Remember, consistency matters. The more often you include these foods in your weekly routine, the stronger and longer-lasting your results will be. You don't have to give up your favorite meals, but when you prioritize these nutrient-rich foods before intimacy, you set yourself up for peak performance, naturally and without side effects. Why pills aren't the whole answer? Many men ask me, "Doctor, why not just take the blue pill?" And my answer is always the same: medication can help in the short term, but it doesn't solve the root problem. Pills like Viagra only work if your body is capable of producing nitric oxide and if your arteries aren't too clogged. For some men, they provide a temporary boost, but they can also the role of prostate health. We also need to talk about your prostate. For men over 60, prostate health is directly tied to sexual vitality. An enlarged or inflamed prostate can cause weaker orgasms, difficulty with erections, and even reduced sensation. The foods we've discussed, beets, walnuts, leafy greens, watermelon, and dark chocolate, all have protective effects on the prostate. Beets and greens reduce inflammation, walnuts provide omega-3s to lower prostate swelling, and dark chocolate offers antioxidants that protect prostate cells from oxidative stress. One of my patients, Frank, age 69, was experiencing frequent urination at night and weaker orgasms. After focusing on a prostate-friendly diet, including these foods, he noticed improvements within weeks. Not only did his urinary symptoms decrease, but he also felt more intensity during intimacy. This is why I emphasize food first. When you nourish your body properly, you're not just targeting one issue, you're supporting your entire reproductive system. For older men, protecting the prostate isn't optional, it's essential. And the beautiful thing is, by eating right, you're also boosting performance in the bedroom. The confidence rebound. Now let's talk about what happens when performance starts improving. For many men, the most powerful change isn't just physical, it's psychological. When you feel your body responding again, when erections return, when orgasms feel fuller, something inside you shifts. Your confidence rebounds. You walk differently. You carry yourself with pride again. I've had men tell me their entire outlook on life improved once they realized they weren't broken, after all. For example, Henry, age 64, came back after trying my food recommendations. He said, "Doc, it's not just the sex. It's how I feel about myself now. I feel like a man again." That sense of restored identity affects every area of life. Relationships, hobbies, even motivation to exercise and eat better. Sexual health isn't separate from overall health. It's intertwined. When you rebuild one, you often rebuild the other. That's why I encourage every man over 60 watching this. Don't accept decline as inevitable. With the right approach, you can feel younger, stronger, and more confident than you imagined possible. Lifestyle habits that boost results. Alongside food, there are a few lifestyle habits that make these results even stronger. First, stay hydrated. Blood is mostly water, and dehydration reduces circulation. Second, exercise regularly. Even a 20-minute walk can improve blood flow and nitric oxide levels. Third, reduce alcohol and sugar, since both harm blood vessels and lower testosterone. And finally, manage stress. High stress increases cortisol, which directly lowers testosterone and libido. I had a patient, George, who combined beet juice and walnuts with a daily walk and deep breathing exercises. The results were dramatic. He told me he hadn't felt that kind of energy since his 40s. These habits aren't complicated, but together, they multiply the effects of the foods we've discussed. Think of it as creating the perfect storm of vitality, proper fuel from your diet, supported by a healthy lifestyle. When combined, the improvements in blood flow, hormone balance, and energy become undeniable. Gentlemen, small daily actions add up to massive changes, especially at your age, when your body is craving support. A word on masturbation after 60. Some men ask me, "Doctor, is it even healthy to masturbate after 60? The answer is absolutely yes, and in fact, it can be very beneficial. Regular ejaculation improves prostate health, helps balance hormones, reduces stress, and keeps the blood vessels in your sexual organs active. The problem arises when men feel discouraged because their body doesn't respond the way it used to. That's why combining masturbation with the right diet can turn it into not just a pleasure practice, but a health practice. Eating circulation-boosting foods before self-intimacy primes your body, ensuring stronger erections and more satisfying orgasms. And that satisfaction feeds back into your mental health, keeping you motivated, confident, and emotionally balanced. One of my patients, Leonard, told me he had stopped self-pleasure for years because of frustration. Once he made dietary changes, he rediscovered the joy, and to his surprise, it gave him more energy and even reduced his prostate symptoms. Gentlemen, don't see masturbation as shameful, see it as part of your health routine, especially when supported with the right foods.